Okay, obligatory, can you hear me? Did my sound work? Am I actually doing this properly? Also, yes, I have a lot of cat hair. I have a cat. It's just gonna happen. We're gonna have to deal with it. Bleh. That's a lot of strandy bits. Yes! Awesome! Okay. So I guess we can get started then, if everything's all golden and good. Ow. I have a sore on the side of my mouth where I chew on it. And I know I shouldn't chew on it, but I think I do it in my sleep. Hey, hi, hello, how is everyone? This lighting is kind of crap. See if I can do something to increase the exposure. Maybe that would help. Let's try that. My damn settings. Close your M. Okay. Yes? Okay, that's a little better. Alright, we are continuing this thing. Because I haven't touched it since last time we were streaming it. Damn it, it got caught. Okay. This thing is so... Oops, stop that. Fidgety. There. Okay. Hello. Then maybe... Nope. You stop that. Okay. Aha! It works. Hello, everyone. Where'd that tape go? Oblivion, that's where it went. That is way too hard. There we go. Alright, what's everyone been up to? That's got a bent eye, I'm not fussing with that. Not much. What end was I working on? Well, we're working on this end now. Ooh, nice. There you go. Job hunting, how's that going? Frustrating. Oh yeah. I can relate to that. Just ignore it. It doesn't exist. If you can't see it, it can't see you. Let's actually warm this up. Whoa. I know that feeling because I just got in a bunch of diamond painting stuff. They all came in at like the same time. I got a new, like, everyone on the Discord knows what I've been getting. I got my new pen, and I got my blank canvas today so that I can work on those bat cross-stitch patterns. Hello! Oh, for sure. My camera's gonna bounce a lot because I'm on the power cable, because for somehow it got unlatched from its original space. And yeah, so now I have to put it on here, and it was, of course, did that 10 minutes before I had to stream, so it's gonna be shaky. I'm sorry. I don't feel like crawling on my hands and knees for a cable again. If I can move it a little bit. Nope. Yeah, that's a mood and a half. There's so much nice things going on, and I'm like, I want. This was a project that I tore apart. I did this piece, but I had it with black thread, and I didn't like the black thread, so I took it apart. Plus, these little Bead Buddy boards, the foldable projects, they don't fold in a really tight seam, so shit's rolling around anyway, and I've just given up. So I just work in the chaos and get annoyed when I'm sorting things later after I finish it. Ooh, you got your first diamond painting? What'd you get? Oh, the vintage sellers are dangerous. Especially with the Swarovski stuff. I was eyeballing lots for the Montes and the sew-on rhinestones. Because I resorted to using sew-on stones for my pasties instead of glue-on rhinestones, because I never have good luck with it. I probably mentioned this before, but I mentioned it again. But yeah, I've just had piles of the diamond paintings because I'm trying to figure out organization for them. Because I finished one project, and I have a lot of stones left over, so I don't know what to do with them. And the organization that the little boxes that I got for those projects, like, are really full, so I can't recycle them for a new project. As you can see, all of these are mostly full. So I can't, like, use them. I need somewhere to put these. And the issue I'm having is different projects have different colors. Like, while they are DMC coded, the shades are still different from producer to producer, so... Ooh, cameo cabs. I love cameos. And oh, that's a cute pattern for the diamond painting. I'm still waiting on the one for my cat, which I'm not sure if I bought a big enough size for. because she's very fluffy. And I got one of those quote-unquote free but just pay shipping ones. It's the 4 elements tree that you see in a lot of the stores. And I'm actually pretty pleased with it. Where is my focal? I got flung oh, there it is. This is my focal! Yeah, I thought so too. I wanted the really pastel look on this one in contrast to the previous one I made. Oof, yeah, running out of beads is really freaking annoying. Especially if you like measure and calculate it several times and you're still running out. Yep, especially when you have to reinforce it a lot because everything pulls apart if you don't, and it's really annoying. Yeah, I like it too. It's like the purple and green, but it's just hints of purple, and I've got gold in here. I'm really liking it, and I'm hoping I can finish it sometime soon. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it when I'm done. I put the other one on Etsy just because it's not my style, so that one's up. I'm not sure if I'm going to sell this one or keep it. But right now, I just want it out of my face because my work in progress pile has magnified. Ooh, I've got a little further done on my cross stitch too. I don't know if you guys want to see that at all. Yep, CRAW is kind of different. You're like making walls around 3 walls instead of just a flat surface. You want to see that? Okay, let me get it. Ah, I make a lot of noise. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. So you can start to see the letters showing up. I already fucked up a row, which makes me annoyed, but I think I can compensate. So, you can start to see the curiosity going on. I've got more of the banner done, and I honestly haven't touched this in a very long time. For similar reasons you might expect. But you can also see the start outline of the kitten. And eventually I will finish with this quarter. Work on the next one. I don't know if I'm going to go down. I'm probably going to go down so I can figure out if I've compensated for that or not. But I'm hoping it'll work. Thank you. There's only 6 colors on this one. I got another one that was more quote-unquote complicated. Like, I tried putting the picture in one of those automated converters, and for some reason, like, it's a vector image, so there's only literally 6 colors in it. But for some reason, it ended up with 28, and I'm like, why? Nope, it'll say curiosity is not entitlement. It's based off of my pins. Let me bring up. That's, because eventually I'm going to sell that pattern. There it is. Aw, thank you. That is what the final image is. Yeah, I don't understand it. Like, it's a vector image, it's already semi-pixelated, but it just wanted to put shading in there for some reason, and I'm like, this isn't necessary. I do have the materials to make it, and it is quite large, but I don't know if I'm going to be bothered with it because I have this small one and it looks just fine. So, I don't know, that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to sell it or just keep it because it's cute. I might just like make another one to sell or something, I don't know. I used, let me see, what did I use? Because there's one that was an open source, and you could basically make your patterns and sell them, which is nice. Because, like, the ones online aren't, like, you shouldn't be using those for sale. Because it's got the watermark that says, used by this program. But this one is nice because you can fill it out, and, it has room to put the artist's name and the designer name and the art itself, so. Oh, it's not here, it's over here. Blend threads. That is what I use. Oh, to convert the image, well, blend threads is what I used for the initial start, but that's the one that gave me like 28 colors. This one I hand did in Photoshop, and that took forever. But I did some techniques and shortcuts that I managed to learn in my adventures on the internet, because, yeah. But at least it'll be much simpler for beginners. And, you know, I just didn't need that many colors. I think now is where I add the big ones. So which fucking bag of my giant selection has the ones that I'm working on? It's not that one. Is it this one? No. The focal? Yeah. It is this little seed pod thingy that I got from Art Beads as or it was either Art Beads or Bellamoto as a freebie, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. It's freaking huge and it's freaking heavy, but you know, it's a cute little thing to add, and it's very springtime to go with the rest of this, so I thought it was appropriate. Yep, same here. So many projects. I think it's actually, is it this one? Or is this another pin set? What is this? Nope. That's something else. That, I know what that is. Is it this? This is my Yoda's. Actually, L beads and N beads is your best bet for finding 3x2s. And they're stupid cheap. What's this? Is this it? All the way where it doesn't belong? Yes, I found it. Now to put the rest of this mess back. Pretend it doesn't exist. Okay. I have Where is that? There we go. Those are my biggins. Okay, what color do I want to start with? I know those are going to go in the ends. I think I'll start with the light ones. Zoom out a little bit. Put that there. No, they are not. They are from China, so it does take a while to get it to you. Hello. Anyone else have a hard time finding their mise en place when it comes to beading? Because I do. Yeah. Okay, bad idea. I'm moving that now. Oh no. Yet even more projects. I am continuing this cubic right angle weave piece. It's kind of like one I've made previously. I started with black thread on this, but I really wanted the pastel look to it. So I waited and bought white. Well, cream, because that white is freaking out of stock everywhere. And this is going to be the focal piece. It's like a little seed pod thingy that I got as a freebie from some seller, I don't really remember. I think it was Bellamoto, but that's going to be in the center of that. I just think it'll be a cute little springy piece, even though we're in the summer now. But that's okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, I haven't touched my writing in pretty much since I released my second book, so... Oh, thank you! Yeah, I'm really liking the color combination. So, I think it'll be very cute when it's finished. Yeah. Oh, it's a poppy? Well, good to know. Yeah, I use a lot of green in my designs. It's either green or black, red, and silver. Ooh! Oh no, more unfinished projects. Yeah, I do a lot of purple, too. And some blue. Yes, it is. I've got that here, and I love that. I do a lot of green and purple. So, you know. It's cute. And a lot of bronze. I do a lot of bronze. Mostly because it's cheaper than silver and gold. Yep. 'tis the bane of the crafter. So many unfinished projects. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah. You've got one more pass. Please do it. Come on. Once more, please. Yes, thank you. Yeah, there are actually quite a few. I know a couple that are actually on our Facebook group, and there's a couple on Instagram that I follow. So. Oh yeah. I know, right? It's like you want to do something else, but you get projects in your head from previous things that you've done, and it's like, Really? I've bent and broke so many needles. I guess I have a rough hand, and a lot of my pieces are very tight-knit. Oh yeah. So just beading alone, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces that I'm working with so far. And then whatever the ideas that I have sketched out in my sketchbook that I haven't even gotten the materials for. There's probably another 5 to 10 out of that. And then all the projects that I want to do for lessons. So that's just beading by itself. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diamond painting canvases right now, and there's like 3 more coming in. And then my cross stitch. And I am working on a couple pairs of pasties for a client. So. I have had a hard time with John James myself. They break in my fingertips, but I guess I've got a death grip on all of my tools, so I guess that's not surprising. But since this year's all fucked up, and I don't really have an Octoberween plan so far, and I've got so many projects I'm thinking of doing, just a general bead along for October, and I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I could make a design that everybody beads with, and I just do live tutorials on it, or I could just give a materials list and be like, here, have fun. Go do a design and we'll all show it off in the Discord chat. And be like, hey, this is what I done for Octoberween's bead along. Which I think would be kind of fun, because you can take all the techniques that you've learned through the year and be like, alright, I'm gonna make something with it. Oh, that's another work in progress pile, is all my books that I plan on doing. I've got to continue my fiction series. I've got another side character that I've wanted to introduce. flesh out a bit more. I wanted to make a jewelry book and a pen and paper game book, so I don't have time for all this shit. I am doing more live this recently because I'm just very burnt out on editing. So I don't have a set schedule, but currently I've been following the schedule of if I don't post a video on Tuesday of a regular video, I'll usually go live on Thursday. If I've got something to do, if I've got the time. So, and I'm on the Discord, so I usually just update then, and that's an easy way for everybody to listen, or not listen, but like to see what my schedule's like, and to talk about just random bullshit too, because that's always fun. And socializing is very, very important these days. But I think I'm phasing out of the Facebook group because nobody gets anything. Needing a pattern. Well, that could be cool too. You can find another pattern and do it in like the Halloween colors or whatever. And just be like, hey, I made this from this designer. Aw, thank you. Welcome and enjoy. I hope you enjoy. That's exactly what I do. I have so much jewelry that I've made. I don't wear a single thing. And I don't know, it just it's hanging around me and it's very pretty and it's like, oh yeah, I should wear that. And then I just never do. Plus I never go out of the house. SCA garb, awesome. I haven't done SCA, I do HEMA. Which obviously we haven't had meetings in quite a long time, and I'm quite out of shape because of it. I haven't even been to the gym either because I don't like the class atmosphere. Usually I wear my big pieces because honestly, when I'm wearing my clothes, I wear like collared shirts. So it's just a nice little flash. It doesn't look as extravagant and it looks a little bit more casual. SCA stands for the Society of Creative Anachronism. It's kind of like, let's see, it's kind of like as if you're, like, you know, Civil War reenactments? It's kind of like that, but in like medieval times, sort of. It depends on the group, but a lot of it, some focuses more on realism, some just focus on being in a nice environment and integrating. They have some sword fights and regular, like, battles and fights, some don't. Some people just like to hang out and, do crafts and cooking and just socialize, so it's a fun experience. 1270, that's awesome. I wanted to get more into it. Not necessarily SCA, but I just want to wear clothes that, period clothes basically, that I find really neat. And not necessarily be accurate about it, just enjoy wearing it. And I'm eventually going to get into sewing projects, so yet another craft, because I have a really weird build, and not a lot of clothes fit me properly. But oh yeah, I can totally feel that, especially online. Selling jewelry is rough because it's like there are so many artists out there, which is nice, but it's hard to get attention and things like that. Oh yeah, I did the wrong stitch. I'm distracted. That and then that. but I also like to be comfortable and practical to a point. Ow! Just stabbed myself. Oh yeah. I don't know, I just want to have the ability and resources to actually develop and build my style. Because modern clothes are just boring. You know, do a little fantasy, do a little steampunk, do a little cyberpunk. Mix and match everything. Let's see. But with that style also comes a practicality aspect of it. Like, for instance, I have to look cool, but also make it easy to use a public bathroom without touching things. I've started getting more into the steampunk things because there's a lot of actually fairs in this state, and it's just, I wanted to do more of a quote-unquote refined set to my jewelry. Like, a lot of my pieces fit the aspect. Or, like with these new resin pieces that I've started doing and filling out, which I got a new frame, too. But it's just a lot of things that, my style has just changed. And my dice molds came in! I am compiling a giant resin haul because all the things for that I bought from AliExpress are starting to come in. And eventually, I'll be able to finalize everything I've done. See, I got a new frame. Which is really cool. And more stamping plates because, yeah, this one has a lot of nice frames and things on it that I can use inside these pieces. Oh yes, currently whenever I'm in home, I'm in a big tank top and pajama pants. And that's it. Oh, I can feel that. I'm a total goth at heart, so. In and out, that is me. Ooh, might have to check that out. I do. The problem is, one, I've run out, and that's really the only thing holding me back. I actually just bought a new torch. Well, I have a new torch, and yeah, it's just a matter of one, time, two, trying to figure out a nice system. But yes, I would like to go back to it. I really enjoy it because I don't have to, unlike polymer clay, I don't have to focus too much on the details. You can do pretty much anything, and it's got a lot of nice work time, and you can file out fingerprints, and it's just a really nice medium. But of course, I mostly work. Yeah, it depends on the metal. Copper is pretty manageable, and you don't need a lot for depending on what projects you're doing. Copper, I think, is like $20 for 50 grams or 100 grams. I don't remember. And there's bronze clay, which is about the same price. They even make white copper, which is a nice substitute for silver. Silver is expensive, and gold is so much more expensive. So, yeah. But if you want to play around with copper, I personally like the look of copper and the rustic stuff. But it's just, it gives you so much potential and opportunities to do so much. I'm still learning, and I still have to figure out things for gemstones. Because bezel setting is kind of weird. You have to make so much clay. You have to use so much in order to bezel a tiny stone. And I gotta find something more efficient to do that. Plus, there is shrinkage that you have to consider when you're doing things, and oh yes, and gemstones, it depends on the stone, but some don't react to heat well. They'll either crack or they'll just lose their color. So it's probably best to like glue them in or something. But in terms of tools and shit, you don't really have to spend money in places if that you don't want to. Like firing, I have a ceramic plate that I bought ages ago to use it, but you can easily use a tile. A kitchen torch that I use basically costs like 20 bucks, and then you gotta buy the fuel, which can last a long time. Texturing tools, you can just use whatever's in the house, or if you already have clay materials, you use the same shit. There's a lot of products that they market, like Slip, which is called something called Slip, which is an adhesive for 2 clay pieces. You just take some extra clay and dilute it in water, and that's your slip. You don't need that fancy shit. Just, you know, be mindful. I'm really good at bargain hunting because I'm broke. So I'm good at making things work. But it can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be. Well, there you go. It's a good start. And it just depends on how big of a piece you plan on making, too. Like, back when I was trying polymer clay, I got a lot of silicone tools, a lot of ball tools. And honestly, if you go to places like in China or AliExpress, nail art tools are really cheap, and they work really well. So... That is true. There's a glassmaking studio nearby me, and they'll let you rent the kiln. Um, I think in my place it's like $10 a studio hour, which isn't bad. And then they might be able to teach you how to use and program the kiln. So Nice. That's a good way to do it. Recycling. Like an old toothbrush is good for texturing. Just random shit you find in the house. Brillo pads, steel wool, a sponge. Cheap and cheerful, there you go. I just like it because it takes so little effort in order to make something really pretty and cool. Oh, certainly. I've seen some people make really cool lanterns, and some people who get really, really intricate in it, like they make hinges for fairy doors and stuff like that. It is way beyond my current skill level, but I would totally love to develop and get into that point. Oh yeah, my squirrel necklace is out of reach, but I made a bunch of runes, and used them as charms. And it was really pretty. And it's just really nice to play with because it reacts exactly like red clay or terracotta. You can wet it down to kind of shape it the way you want it. Have fun sculpting it, and it just is nice to work with. It behaves really nicely. It's basically a combination of clay and glass making, I guess. I don't know, one of these days I'd really love a workshop. Just have my nice space where I can set up each individual craft and be like, hey, what do I want to work on today? And be able to set more things on fire. Bonus perk. Yep. Exactly. Organization is just a real big problem for me because I don't work. Like, I will work on several projects at the same time, not just like the Mountain of Whips, but I will literally have things set out that I'm working on. And it wouldn't be that big of an issue, but I don't have space to like put things as I'm working on them. I got a cough. So, yeah, because that's really what happens and everything gets cluttered because I don't have a space to put them when I'm finished working with them for a session. So. Right, exactly. I can just leave things out when, as I'm working on them, and then just kind of swap things out. Oh, definitely. That's an artist block where it's... You just don't. You just don't. Yeah, I can get that. I get like that. And the best cure, I guess, for that is to just take a break and just do something completely different. Because that happens a lot when I'm writing. I have a lot of basically attention span problems, and I can't do things that are like I can't do one thing for the same time, which is why I have a bunch of projects at the same time, because I just really won't feel like doing one project. And a lot of the jewelry stuff, since it kind of turned into a job, it wasn't as therapeutic or fun. And design work takes a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of the almost enjoyment out of it. So I've done things where I've followed somebody else's directions instead, just to kind of not have to think so much about what I'm doing. And then I end up with a result that's really pretty, because, you know. Yep, Craft has its little corner, with a bit of room for expansion, too, in case you... Oh yeah, y'all want to see my new diamond painting pen? I am very excited about that. A lot of you who are on the Discord have already seen it, but... if there are those who would love to see it, I'm stupid excited about it. Okay, let me get this stitch done, and I'll bring it out. retaped my box because it started popping out and it was annoying. So, there it is. I love it so much. It is totally me. And he put a drill end on the bit so I can put a eye screw on it. And I've sealed it with UV resin, and I'm kind of thrilled with how it beaded up, because it followed the contour of the pen real nicely. And I made a charm with a Swarovski skull, because that is totally me, and ended it with a little drop. So I am so freaking happy with it. It's so sparkly, so shiny, so flashy. And I thought it was going to be too chunky, but it's so comfortable. It is so freaking comfortable to write with, and, well, not write with, but to work with. Where's my damn zoom button? Like, yeah, it's so awesome. No, but the person who did this also does fountain pens. This is a diamond painting pen. So you stick your glue in there, and, yep. I am very, very happy with this. I even watched him do the, spinning on it, on the lathe, and it was really cool. So, yep. I like putting the charms on it, but you do have to be careful when you have something like that on there, because this can tend to act like a cannonball and just be like, and spread your diamonds everywhere. So, yeah, I love it. It's so cool, and I can't wait to use it. I'm just, woo, look at that flash. And I don't want to talk about how much I paid for it. So that's what I've been up to. Ugh. It is made out of epoxy resin, I believe. Epoxy resin, I believe. Yep, he put it in and he glued it, super glued it, so it's nice and snug in there. He usually puts nibs on both ends, but I asked him not to, and just to put a pilot hole for my eye screws. And let me tell you, putting that eye screw in was very stressful, because those ones have a tendency to break, leaving the screw part inside the piece, and you're left with the eye loop that broke off. So I am so glad that I managed to put it in there, and it's secured with resin, so I should have a better time, or I should have no problem, really, using that up. He's got a few on his website too. He's got examples of what he's done. Let me show you who I hired to do it. He casts his own blanks. He does a lot of carving on himself. Or, not on himself. He does a lot of carving himself with the lathe. And he pours his own blanks, which are really, really pretty. Oh, look! It's the pen blanks that he made for me. I know, it's so beautiful. Let me see. But he's just got some gorgeous work. I just love staring at the blanks, because a lot of people make blanks, but these are just really nicely swirled to perfection. Like, you can see enough detail. The colors aren't too blended together. They're just really gorgeous. And it was kind of cool because he said he wanted creative control over the design. And I was kind of picturing something like this. So, and I was kind of worried about that, but I said goth, and he totally delivered, because it looks kind of like a evil wand or a stick or something like that. Something that you would use for a ritual, and I was very thrilled. Ow. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Not that bit. There we go. Alrighty. Take care. It was nice seeing you here. I know that feeling. Like, a lot of the smaller ones are real quick to get through. The tree that I got is a 60 by something. I think 60 by 40, and I'm wondering how long that's going to take me, because I've never done that size before. There's some that I want to get, that are of famous paintings. Like, there's the anatomy lesson from Rembrandt that I really want to get. I just got a cross stitch for the Garden of Earthly Delights from Bosch, but that one is going to be fucking huge. And yeah, if I convert that one into a diamond painting, was that Rembrandt? That's either Rembrandt or Caravaggio. I don't remember. Nah. There are some Monets. I've seen some water lilies. And then some I think I've seen George Seurat in the park. I've seen, St. George and the Dragon. The painting, which one? The one, I don't remember what the actual name for it is, but it was, I don't know what it's called, but it was just basically a bunch of dudes hanging around a body, and the dude's just, there's a teacher dude with, like, a tool pulling out a tendon, showing them like what people are made out of. I bet if I search it, I can find it. The Anatomy Lesson of Dr. Nicolas Taupe. That one. And they also had the Night Watch, which was really cool. I think I've seen Whistler's Mother, I've seen the Mona Lisa, I've seen Girl with the Pearl Earring. A lot of the Kiss, too, from Klimt. Seen that one everywhere. Yep, that one's available. God damn it, I think it's time to end this thread. A lot of Van Gogh stuff, not just Starry Night, but a lot of his, like, his self-portrait, the sunflowers, that one of The Room. And I think I've seen some Magritte as well. That's the one. I actually could find that one. God damn it, gimme! I think I'm gonna work on the other end and put the focal on because I'm sick of looking at it. Ow! I like Bosch a lot because it's very like it's really strange for its time. It's the surrealist aspect of it, and it's just something that you don't expect to see in the 15th century. Horrifying unicorn diamond painting. Is it the same one I got, or is it um, like the medieval unicorns that are very evil and gore people? Oh, that's cool. This is very heavy, and I'm not sure how the thread's gonna handle this. Yeah, I don't know what it was called. I just was browsing eBay and AliExpress and found that one, and I'm like, that is my aesthetic. It's finished. It's really pretty. I just next time I probably would buy a bigger resolution. Oh no! Stop that. I'm gonna double up on that one, preferably without stabbing myself. Oh yeah, I've seen a couple of Lisa Frank ones. Probably not licensed, but that is your prerogative. There we go. Those are lined up nicely now. Through. Wire protector? I could, but I'm already halfway through and I don't feel like tearing it apart. I'll just suffer the consequences. Very true. Lisa Frank is an aesthetic. Can I fit one more pass? Nah, probably not. I should play it safe and stop and save myself from a lot of screaming. Feels snug though, so I think we're good. Ow. Oh, damn it. I added too many. Yeah, it's just kind of a nice little contrast there. Wait, I only added 2 there. Oh no, there's 3. And it's also kind of something I just don't do. I don't do light colors a lot. Or pastels. But I'm liking this. This thing is obnoxious. Yeah, these ones I actually got, I think from a friend gave them to me. And they're nice, pretty opal colors, so... I don't often use rounds because if I want to use Swarovski in a project and rounds, they're just fucking expensive. That and cubes. Like, cubes are really ridiculously expensive. And I'm not sure why. You would think there'd be less facets in there than the bicones, but I don't know, I'm not the manufacturer. Yep. Oh, what do those look like? I haven't heard of clipped cubes before. Ouch. Alright, let's see. Are they the offset ones? Crystal beads. Clipped cube style. Oh, they're the ones without the extra facets, it looks like. That's cool. I don't think you can send photos here, but you can post links. Ooh. I gotcha. That's a pretty color. I don't use it very much. I don't know why. Probably. I mean, I have shiny crow brain, so I pretty much would love a lot of things. Yep. Must collect. Must shiny. Oh, yes. They're very pretty, but very expensive. I find them on sale from time to time, and usually when I do, I'll nab them. I like the new shimmer effect, because it's like half AB. It's like a lighter tones AB, and you can see more of the crystal beneath it. And I like that, the extra little subtle sparkle. I think satins kind of went off the market. You don't see them in many places except for like wholesalers or in clearance bins, really. The D-lights are okay. I'm not partial to them because they, I don't know, I just don't like the coatings and the colors on them. They look almost plastic to me, but obviously you should see for yourself, because I am but one opinion, and it's not always correct. Oh yeah, opal is lovely. That yellow one that Swarovski came out recently looks like, it reminds me of a Lego piece. The one that they often, like, if you get torches or flashlights or something in your Lego sets, it's usually a highlighter yellow. Yeah. Those definitely without the finish. The delight effect does help, but I don't know, underneath it's just kind of, if you don't see it from a certain light, it still looks like the pastels. But you can get some of those cheaper ovals that are like 6x8mm just to see in person, that are really cheap, so you're not losing much if you don't like them. Very true. Okay, you take a breather. It was nice seeing you here. Yeah, I've really enjoyed the community that started to build from here. See you later. Y'all are so awesome. Yep. We got an Instapot and we love it. It's so nice, and it makes, you know, the greatest texture for rice. Maybe. We do have our own bread machine for that. And that is delicious too. Ooh, I've never tried brown rice in there before. But I have a bunch of it that I just need a use for. Shove that in a can of cream of mushroom soup, and it'll be good. Breakfast. We need to buy like spare pots for it because we find ourselves we'll make the rice, but then we'll have to clean it because we only have one, and then if we want to make like the main meat on the side, we'd have to like get all the rice out, clean it, and then we're basically just waiting for that as well, unless we make it ahead of time. Ooh, that is like one of my favorites. I love the black wild rice. We don't eat it very often because my SO does not, but that's okay. Yep, I can have a little of black rice as a treat. They're really good and really versatile. There's just a little bit of a learning curve when it comes to like the cooking times and like what pressure release you want to. My SO does, because he's very particular about the kitchen space, and he doesn't like the way I cook because he's very precise about measurements and cooking times and things like that, and I'm just like, chuck it in a pot and it's good. I cook by senses and tastes, and they come out real good. So, but I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't like cooking. No. That's more me, but if someone else wants to do it, that's fine by me, because I don't like doing it. I don't like touching the meat. Meat and eggs I don't want to touch because of my OCD. Yeah, that's another problem we encounter is, like, cooking for two. It's kind of difficult to do that. Because most things are like, serves 4, serves 6, and it's like, well, what? It's kind of rough because, like, if we make a new recipe and we ended up not liking it, we have it for like 2 to 3 more days, and we're just like, and we don't want to waste it, obviously, so. Nah. Not really. Mostly because I'm very picky and particular about my beads, and I don't want to have things in my stash that I just don't use, and then I've paid money for the subscription boxes. So I don't necessarily get any unless I know what's going to be in it. So, which kind of sucks because I also like the element of surprise. The only boxes that I've wanted to get are resin craft ones, like Sophie and Toffee have a nice subscription box that I want to get into one of these days. But that and money, you know, that doesn't help. But if you're looking for like a challenge or something that, like a design challenge, or just like, well, I don't know, I want to do something different, and oh, this is not something that I have used before, so maybe that's cool. Plus, a lot of the things that I use are more on the expensive side, like all the beaded shapes, and I don't see many subscription boxes that use those, especially because, you know, they're expensive. So, there is one in Italy that I do want to try out because they do like they do use things like the parpuka beads and stuff like that, and they have like their patterns, I think. So yeah, I was looking at dollar bead bag because the fire polish is useful. I've seen some of Eureka's. I haven't looked too detailed as to what's included in there, but I have seen their themes and they look really cool. But I'm just not in a position right now to be looking at that, unfortunately. I mean, exactly. Like, it's hard to shop for beads these days because I mean, everybody's having hard times, and you don't really want to spend money on things that you're not going to use or you don't find appealing, you don't have a use for, and you know. Because if the times were different, you'd be like, alright, maybe a friend can use it, or... What am I doing? My god. I've just been mindlessly doing it. Oh my god. Oh, I don't want to pull stitches. Oh, it's just one row. Dumbass. Shit. Yeah, exactly. But it's also hard to run like catered boxes too, because that can get expensive for whoever's developing it. And... And of course I double reinforced, so I'm not gonna have a fun time with this. Ah! That touched my wound. Okay, but which thread is it? Yep, more beads. Hello, welcome, welcome. Ooh, nice flat Cellini. I should get into that. I've only done the full round because that's interesting and meditative, but I don't like the end result. I don't know, it's too chonky for me. Well, I don't like to wear the end result. I like how it looks. So I should probably try flat just to see what it's like. Maybe we will have an adventure together and see what I can do with it. There we go. Nice. Nice, yep. I always get into this stitch. It's just very fun and you can do so much with it. Dimensions, I haven't done any of the structured ones yet. The one where you make like square shapes. Yeah. I haven't used 6-0s. The biggest I go is 8. I didn't get into Yu-Gi-Oh! I only got into Pokemon. And then Magic. Later. Always check your super duos for plugged holes before you string them on. Otherwise you will not have a fun time. I am using 1G, which is a nylon thread that is not argumentative to me. So I use it. Oh, feel better. Well, thanks for being here. Have fun, I think? Those are huge. I mean, at that point, I'd probably use just 6mm bicones or 5mm. Or fire polish. I've also seen some really tiny beads online, like 18 O's and 20, I think 22 O's was like the smallest I've ever seen, and I'm like, how? How do you do that? What size needle would even tolerate that? Never mind your poor eyesight. Yep, same here. I even have a hard time working with Charlottes. I have some and I don't know what to do with them. I might just try to edge some embroidery with it because it's... if I want to add like a thinner border around instead of using the chonky faces. Oh my god, how small are they? If you can take a picture of those, compare them to 15s and put them on the Discord, I would love to see how small they are. Don't be difficult. You just string them? That has got to take forever. So I'm guessing embroidery work only. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, that would be pretty though, but man, the labor involved. Exactly. My eyesight's not that bad yet, but size 16 needle? How do you thread that? I have a hell of a time with 13s. And I would probably snap each and every one I touch. Those needles probably aren't even or can't be cheap either. Oh no, I trapped a thread in there. Well, you know what? It doesn't exist. Might be able to wriggle it back with a knot or something. Aha, it doesn't exist. All right. Okay, my back hurts, so I think this is a good stopping point. Oh, all right. So this was some progress. Not bad. Getting there. But yeah. 9.25 for 4 isn't too bad, especially when you consider size 12 tulips are $12. But alright. So I'm gonna call it quits here. thank you all for being here. And if you're watching and you're not on the Discord yet, please do join the Discord, because it's kind of like an extended live stream, sort of. We're all just chatting and talking. And we don't just talk beads, we talk about other subjects and other crafts and things like that. We just kind of, you know, mingle and socialize, because we need more of that. But yes, thank you all for being here. Next Tuesday is going to be a bead haul from Beads Park. They approached me and they were like, hey, can you do some videos for us for some beads? And I'm like, okay. How do you do that? Join the Discord. There is a link in the description box, I believe. If not, I can make a link real quick. Give me a second. There. Edit invite link. Okay. Go to that link. It'll ask you to sign up for a Discord account, and then after that you should be able to use that link to join up with our group. So that'll be that, and I think it's also, I put it in the description box too, so if not, I need to fix it. But in any case, thank y'all for joining me. I hope you see you next time, and yeah, I'm going to go get some food. Hope y'all are doing good, and I will see you next time.